An OG whale has unloaded 25,000 Bitcoin, sending the price lower. Ethereum has hit a new all-time high, and crypto.com has scored big with a Trump treasury. Are we on the verge of a major dump, and is the bull market over, or are things just getting lit for a massive takeoff? We'll look at the charts and stuff and give our take. Expect a little AI update as well, since we're transitioning to humanoid creatures for the next century on this Bad News, episode number 788 of the Bad Crypto Podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Who's bad?
Wait, that sounded different, Sir Lord Travis. What just happened? What was
Dude, this is the new era. The new error of Bad Crypto. Well, here's the deal. So we've had that exact song that we used to have for 8 years, and every single episode on YouTube has been dinged for a copyright, even though we had the rights to it. What was the deal with that original song, Joel?
So that was purchased from Storyblocks, audioblocks.com. And, and I actually went to them. They're getting them removed right now. So all the old episodes will be able to be monetized again. But, you and I also discussed it, and we thought we've got access to these great AI tools like Suno. We have our creativity. What if at the beginning of this 9th season now, we just did some new music, kept the theme consistent with the countdown and the rocket, add a little explosion in there. You might want to go back and listen to that. Still got the Who's Bad and the Mario ding, but some new music from the beginning and the end. And you got the same hosts. It's the same show. It's just some new tunes. And let us know what you think of that.
Yeah, we kind of spruced it up. It was actually really fun. So Joel and I have been, upon occasion, getting on YouTube and Twitch and doing some live streaming now as I began to build more and more apps and whatnot with vibe coding. So what we're coining a vibe stream. We do live vibe streams every once in a while. Now this next week I won't be doing any because I'm going to be out of the area, but that's going to be one of our things is every once in a while we'll jump on and do a live stream. So if you're not connected to us on YouTube yet, please go do so. Just type in Bad Crypto Podcast, Bad AI Show. We should pop up as under like Bad Media, I think is what our handle's called. We got like 14,000 followers, which is really ridiculous compared to how YouTube banned us. And then I really think it's because all of these the copyright strikes kind of kept our reach down.
Yeah.
And if we can get all those removed, dude, we could maybe have 15,000 followers someday on there.
Well, here's what you guys can do. When you go to YouTube, this would be really supportive. Hit subscribe, but then click the notification bell. That way, when we do go live, when we are going to be going live, we want you guys to come on in. You'll be notified, and you can just come and have a conversation with us. So some new things, some old things. Well, we're the old things. The music is the new thing. We hope you guys like it. And we've got some news to cover. So let's jump over to CoinGecko, Sir Lord Travis, and take a look.
Come on in. The water is warm.
Did you just pee in it? Is that what happened?
I did. I always pee in the pool.
Nice.
I put the pee in pool.
Nice to know.
My mom had a sign on there that says, notice that there's no pee in our ool. Keep it that way.
And of course, if somebody has a pool and you go use the bathroom, it says, there's a sign above the toilet that says, we don't swim in your toilet. Please don't pee in our pool.
Right.
The crypto market cap as of 1:19 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 27th of August is 3.968 trillion. Bitcoin just shy of 112,000 right now, 111,950. Ethereum 46.14, XRP $3.02, BNB it's very strong, $862. Solana on a nice bump after this pullback to 207. We've got Dogecoin at 22 cents and Cardano at 86. So
yeah, I'm actually pleased to see that the crypto market has gone back, getting close to 4 trillion. It did get down to, 3.8 something. things like that happen in this space. It's like, all right, it's going to test it, and it goes down, goes up, crypto goes up, crypto goes down. Now, it's quite possible that, people are utilizing now that we got some really big whales that have really big amounts of crypto,
Mm.
just as we just saw with over the weekend, it looked like some whale, we're going to talk about it, but some whale moved and sold 25K right on like on a Saturday. Like, why would you
Yeah.
do that? Like, wouldn't you do like an OTC or something? Like, wouldn't you? It seems like
Contact
it would have been
Michael
wetter, but
Saylor, contact
maybe
Michael
like,
Saylor.
yeah, maybe just dump a few at a time. Like, you're gonna just dump them all. But before we get into that, let's talk about the Bitcoin treasuries here, Joel.
Yeah, Sailor bought again this week. Now 632,457 Bitcoin. Metaplanet, that Japanese company. Full disclosure, I own stock in both of these companies. I am bullish on strategy and on Metaplanet. Metaplanet acquired more once again, and of
Wow,
course a
dude,
handful of
DJT but
others.
has 15,000 Bitcoin now, huh?
Yeah, DJT has
Coinbase has
15,000.
11,000 Bitcoin. This is really interesting to see all the names and GameStop with almost 5,000 Bitcoin.
Mhm. Yep.
Joel Comm with almost 13,000 Bitcoin. Congratulations.
You need to drop four
You're number nine on the list.
drop four figures from that. Yeah, my treasury would not qualify for the
Yeah. Yeah.
10,000.
My treasury does not qualify as a blip on
As
any.
a treasury. It doesn't qualify as a treasury. Thanks for
My
capitulating at the bottom.
treasury is not a treasury. I wish I had some treasury.
So the question is can the bulls defend critical support at 110K despite these outflows that are taking place? And what I see is standard Bitcoin price action. We're in price discovery right now. We had a nice run up to 123, 124, and of course there's going to be a sell-off. I'm surprised it's not lower, honestly. I'm surprised that we haven't gone down under 100 again, and I think we still can. If interest rates are not lowered in September as suspected, that could happen, but I think it's temporary, and there's a lot of evidence
Wow.
in my own cognitive bias to support that, Sir Lord Travis.
Well, I mean, September, this is supposed to be near the end of the bull run while we're all sitting here kind of waiting on the bull run. But like this is such a weird cycle because we had the all-time high before the halving, kind of pushed things up, then it tanked, then we had the halving, and then it's done its thing. I would, if I was a betting man, I would have bet that we would have seen 150,000 already. I would have thought we would have gone from 150. We'd be in the 150 to 180 range ballpark as we enter September or in September. So, maybe we get up and see 130, 140, but 150 probably going to be near about the ballpark. And you know what? I have a feeling because I remember in many episodes ago before the bull run, I think I said my top is going to be around 150 and it probably wouldn't break through 150 because that's a big psychological barrier. 150 is a big round psychological barrier, right? So my thought was like 149 something, probably what we would have saw, but we might not. I don't know.
I'm going to be more optimistic than that. I am. I feel like the coil is tightening here, and I'm going to make the case for it why here in just a minute. Again, according to my own cognitive bias and approaching the data that I want to see. But you're right here. This whale sold almost $25,000, 25,000 Bitcoin worth over 2.7 billion. Okay. So, what's the difference if he waited for a different day? I mean, you're talking 2.7 billion and he's got more. Whoever this whale is, there's more in that wallet. And so
That's a
I don't
good day. That's a good feeling. I know whenever I take profit, sometimes I'm like, you never want it. You're like, I don't want to. And then you sell and you're like, all right, I'm kind of glad I did that. That's good. That feels a little more safer. You know what I mean? So probably it's like he's like, I don't care. I'm just gonna get rid of. I got $2.5 billion here now. I never have
right.
to ever do anything ever again, ever. And
Ever in the whole history of ever.
yeah, like
This
his
guy,
whole lineage is set up, bro.
look at this. This one swapped almost 23,000 Bitcoin for 472,000 ETH. So ETH I think we're going to see some really strong movement on Ethereum. Of course, none of this is financial advice, and I think we're still getting going. This article here on Cointelegraph says Bitcoin can still hit 160K by Christmas with an average fourth quarter comeback. If we look here, we can see on the chart, Trav, that August in the bull years tends to be stronger. September not as strong, but look at October and November. In the majority of years, when we get later in the year, is when we see some serious numbers.
Yeah, maybe. Well, TBD is
Maybe,
what I would say.
yeah.
Maybe I would think September should be popping off because it's the 500-day deal, right? 500 days before the halving, 500 days after the halving. That's the math we've been going by. So that would put us at September 30th as the end of the bull run if it's exactly 500 days, ballpark that. So 15 days, 20 days on either side.
Take a look at this tweet right here. This chart is really interesting. Again, if you're listening to the podcast, great. We're glad you're here and would appreciate a review on Apple Podcasts if you haven't given us a 5-star review yet. But if you're not watching us on YouTube, Bad Crypto Podcast, at Bad Crypto Podcast, subscribe, ring the bell. You can see the visuals that we're sharing with you here. And this shows these cycles from the last three cycles and our current cycle right here. And you are here actually in the cycle, depending upon how dated this is. But in all of the cycles at this point, it goes up. It goes up, and then it comes down. So there's that, Trav, which feeds my cognitive bias. And there's this tweet that I saw this morning on Bitcoin Archive. As of now, 0 of 30, I'm sorry. Yeah, as of now, 8/24/25, 0 of the 30 market cycle indicators that are watched have hit a top, have said, hey, this is the top, it's time to sell. None of these indicators
Wow,
include.
where do we go to see those indicators? What's that link?
So that's a good question. Bull market peak indicators sell at the top. The Bitcoin AHR 999 index, the Puel multiple, the Bitcoin rainbow chart, all of these things here show the progress of where we are in that. In none of these indicators, it's showing 100% hold. So, here's my approach to this. I am trying to, as a gambler, because that's what investors are, I'm trying to be objective and going, what is Occam's razor here? What is the most likely outcome in this case? Well, if you're looking at all the data says past trends have indicated that the biggest part of the run is before us. And the actual indicators, the financial indicators are saying the best part of the run is before us. And so you gotta, you're playing the odds and go, well, what's
Hmm.
most likely here? I think it's most likely that the best part of the run is before us, barring a black swan event that screws everything up, a world war, right? Some other weird geopolitical type of stuff, a new virus that they unleash. And you can't bet for those things. How do you hedge for that?
Well, I tell you what I want to do right
What do you want to
now
do?
is the link is at the bottom of that image right there, right? So let's have that image added to all of our shows. So like I think that's something that we should probably be looking at. That's not just a tweet. That is the coinglass.com/bull market peak signals link. Let's have that.
Oh, nice.
I think we should have that while we are in this bull run. I think that's probably what we should do, right?
I like that. Yeah, we're not referencing the fear and greed index anymore because I don't think they update that very well. But I do like this coinglass.com bull market pig signals, and we'll include this
Yeah,
in
that
all.
should be something to pay attention to regularly.
I agree with you, Sir Lord Travis. And Trump is in the news financially once again because Trump Media and crypto.com have launched a $6 billion CRO token treasury vehicle. And guess what that did, Trav, to CRO? I'm going to go back to
I
CoinGecko.
think it's up 30 something percent, isn't it?
A little more than that, good sir. By the way, we're 112.3. You can't keep up. Like, you listen to this news the day it's released, you're a little under 24 hours from the time we record it, and things are moving right now. If I pull up the 7-day, look at this. Over the last week, Chronos CRO is up 85%. In the last 24 hours, 31%. Look at this. This is the kind of chart right here that makes a longtime holder go, oh my.
Oh yeah, especially when you see the all-time high up near $1, 80, 90 cents like
Right.
that.
Tell me, like, let's say you went into hibernation for 4 years and you came back and you looked at the crypto market cap and the majority of the big coins. What would you expect in 10 years? Well, that this would
Yeah.
probably be dwarfed by where this is if you can
It's
hold
such an
on long
interesting
enough.
thing. Yeah, for sure. Chronos. Yeah, crypto.com token. There it is. $6 billion Crow token treasury vehicle. That's not something that has been discussed, dude. Plus, Chronos, what did it say? Oh, they reissued 70 billion previously burned Crow tokens in March, and now they're just adding tokens to their treasury. Now, this is the Trump Media Group treasury. This is not America.
Right.
This
This
is
is, yeah,
their strategy.
Financial, World Liberty Financial, right?
Yeah.
That's their crypto organization.
Well, I don't even know if this is not necessarily related to that. This says
Oh,
this is a
this is
DJT.
truth. This is Truth
Yeah.
Social, right? This is DJT. You're right. This
Yeah.
has nothing to do with World Liberty Financial. Well, Trump is very bullish on American grown crypto. So this is why, in spite of the market taking a dip, companies like Chainlink did not have a big sell off because they're one of the U.S. companies that are mentioned. Solana is frequently mentioned. What are some of the other ones that are U.S. based that they've talked about? XRP, right?
XRP, I think ADA sometimes too, right?
Yeah, I think Cardano as well
Yeah.
is mentioned. So this
Like
is
Crow's one too. You know, it's like this again, as we've been saying for now in our ninth year, these are all indicators that show mass adoption is coming. Like we were calling this thing early. Mass adoption's coming. Might not be how you like it or how you see it. There's gonna be some ups and downs. It's gonna be a roller coaster, but it always tends to go up and to the right when you zoom out enough. So you know, it's so wild is like doing a lot of these daily spaces that I've been doing and whatnot, and you're just granularly looking at the charts like, oh my God, like just zoom out, take a breath. Ah,
right.
unless you got a shit coin. Shit
Yeah,
coins tend to go up and to the right and then down and
right
to the
down.
right.
Yeah, you think we'd learn lessons on that. So this is interesting too because we talk about blockchain adoption and use being very practical. Howard Lutnick, the Commerce Secretary of the U.S., says that the U.S. is going to publish our gross domestic product data on blockchain, making it completely transparent. I love it. This is the most transparent administration in the history of the United States and probably in the history of the world. And so to be able to put the GDP data out where everybody can see it, it's immutable,
Yeah.
it's indisputable, it's foodable. I don't know what that means, but I was
I'm
trying to come up with
tootable.
another. You're
Yeah.
tootable. There you go.
Yeah. That's
So
really good.
this is one of the first major
It's not like some Muhammad
implementations.
Ali saying, it's undisputable. It's immutable. I'm the greatest.
I'm tootable. It's this is one of the first major implementations of
That's good.
blockchain tech for the U.S. government economic reporting. Also, I don't know if you saw any of the cabinet meeting yesterday, but
No.
Trump did his seventh cabinet meeting in 7 months. In
Mm.
all of Biden's administration, they did 9 cabinet meetings during the whole 4 years. He went 3.5 hours. It was a marathon, the longest cabinet meeting that there's been. They broadcast the whole thing live,
Mm.
and Scott, what's his name? Bessler,
Okay.
the Treasury Secretary, said that the money from tariffs is at $500 billion right now. They're blowing away all the estimates. They think they might even bring in $1 trillion by the time this is all said and done from the initial tariffs. I mean, This is as close to turning it around as this country has ever been, if it's possible to do it.
Well, the problem is like, wow, $1 trillion, that's amazing. But then they go in and do the big, beautiful bill, and that's $3 trillion or
Right.
whatever. Right. So it's like a perpetual loss against it. Right. So it's like swimming uphill, upstream, uphill. It's like you're trying to climb up a waterfall at this point. It's hard. Right. So I think that there's definitely still needs to be things to pop off on that. I think it's just kind of crazy. Also,
Maybe
here in the news,
maybe
um,
we need to become salmon so we can swim upstream.
yeah, yeah, but then the bear market comes and eats the salmon. Standard Chartered, they call Ethereum and ETH treasury companies cheap at current levels. They're saying, go get yourself some Ethereum. They're saying $7,500 is probably a good price target for Ethereum by the end of the year. Probably reasonable. It would
Look at
seem
this.
that if Bitcoin all-time high is 123 and Ethereum's all-time high is not even 5K, and it hit that when Bitcoin was 69K, then Ethereum's all-time high should be at night 7,000, 7,500. Like that's probably what we should be sitting at right now.
Look at the growth here of treasury companies and ETFs since June. Look at this, just blip, 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 pretty much up, up,
Buying it
up, up,
up,
up.
buying it up.
And yeah,
Yeah.
so it's, when you hear people talk about, hey, Ethereum is going to be 25,000, $50,000 here in the future, it makes perfect sense. Like I try to look at things from the future and go, okay, hindsight me from the future to today. And what am I looking at and going, duh, of course, that's obvious. I kind of feel like that's where Michael Saylor lives. I feel like he lives in the future. And as he's saying right now, we're not going to have another major bear market. He says Bitcoin is going to keep moving because of the pace of adoption and treasury growth and scarcity. I don't think we have fully come to understand yet what it means that there's only 21 million Bitcoin. That
Yeah.
is the
And
core.
we're sitting really close. We're sitting at like 19.9 that's been mined right now. So we're in that last 100,000 Bitcoin of the of the first 20 million. So from here on for the next 100 and some odd years, what is it like by the year 2140? Isn't that when the last
Yeah.
Bitcoin's mined? So 1
Yeah.
million Bitcoin's going to be mined moving forward. Like that's it.
Scarcity. That's all
Yeah.
we're seeing is absorption of Bitcoin into these treasuries. You know what? If these whales want to sell, that just decentralizes it more because now you have fewer whale holdings and more regular
Well, depending
people.
on who buys it, right?
Right. That it depends on who buys it. Here's more proof of moving towards mainstream. MetaMask has added Google and Apple logins to wallet setup. Make it super easy. I mean, Trev, you and I, we remember, having to figure stuff out on Ether Delta, before there was a
Oh,
MetaMask. How do you
geez,
log
yeah,
in
for
with a
sure.
smart contract?
Yeah,
And now we're seeing these tools for onboarding that's going to make it super easy for people to get on, and
yeah,
linking your Google and Apple account allows you to sync across multiple wallets, across multiple devices. It's just less friction.
yeah. Here's what I would say to MetaMask and Consensus. Hey, dickholes, where's our airdrop? I mean, it's been forever. Like, if any project should have ever done an airdrop 5 years ago, it was MetaMask. And here you guys are, piddly assing around, still haven't dropped an airdrop to us. I have spent so fucking much money on gas. I mean, seriously, I
I
got
kind
a
of
whole like shipping container full of burlap bags full of dicks for you. Launch a token.
also open sea,
Jesus. Well,
right?
open seas, their days are
They're
minimal.
still hanging in there. They're still hanging
Well,
in there.
we're not gonna do a token because we're retarded.
Yeah. All right, let's talk of AI for a moment. We got two stories we want to hit up on here. First of all, Altman, who might be the Antichrist, says that Trump is underestimating China's AI
I
threat.
wouldn't say he's the Antichrist. I would probably say Peter Thiel is. If you actually change Peter Thiel's name around, it spells the reptile. And he
Oh, there you
runs
go.
Palantir. I don't know. He's like that's probably pretty close to being as evil as you can get. I'm not a big Sam Altman fan by any stretch, but I mean, we do need to pay attention to what China's doing. That's what he's saying in this article right here. Is like China, China. Got to pay attention to what they're doing. They're launching models quick. They're innovating super quick. I'm paying attention to what they're doing, and it's just mind blowing.
Mm. Well, I'm not keeping up as much with China, but you are keeping up with AI a lot, and you came across this idea of what's happening to people who are using AI regularly, and the term is cognitive offloading. Talk about that.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So it's like this. So MIT has done a study, and they did a 4 month study actually over time, and they said, okay, um, what's going on here? Let's go ahead and measure people from use people who are using Chat GPT, people who are not using Chat GPT, people who are doing different things. And basically it came out and said, wow, people are using ChatGPT and these AI tools as if they are some sort of external drive where they are offloading their information. They're sort of offloading, and they're not doing as much active thinking. They're not spending as much time on mental tasks. It's called cognitive offloading, the process in which humans transfer mental tasks, memory, calculation, and reasoning to external models or technologies. So calculators, GPS. So basically, when GPS came out, they said, oh, wow, look at this. Our spatial awareness depleted massively because we didn't have to pay attention anymore. We just like pull up Google Maps,
We used
right?
to use the Maps Go. We'd open the book and you'd look up the street
Hmm.
and it would turn to a page and you'd actually look for it on the map and navigate your
Yeah.
way there.
Or MapQuest, you'd print it out and be like, here's where I'm going, right? So yeah. But what's happening is there's a lessening of the cognitive load required for these everyday functions. So ChatGPT and these other tools are essentially making most people up to 47% more mentally lazy.
Hmm.
Now, from your experience, Joel, you've been working on AI more and more now with your AI for Everyone show and teaching, boomers and whatnot how to use AI more effectively. What's your experience on this?
So for me, AI is actually stimulating my brain. It's helping me get more done, and it's making me think more about what I'm doing. So, it's like we talk about smoking weed, right? For a lot of people, weed, it makes them lazy and it doesn't help them accomplish their goals. For people like you, it puts you in creative mode where you start. So I kind of feel like AI has a similar effect for a lot of people that don't have a particular goal in mind, that they're not using it to enhance their lives in a way that drives them forward. It could make them lazy, tending us more towards the idiocracy, right? The movie. But for those that are focused on what they're trying to accomplish, having it as a companion that causes you and prompts you to think more about what you're doing and to do more, then it can be a positive thing. It really does depend on the person, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I do think that a lot of people can minimize their neural activity, and that's a problem.
Yeah, you don't want to minimize your neural
Well, I was
activity.
just sneezing right there. Ah. So here's basically what the study did. They recruited 54 students from 5 Boston universities. They split them into 3 groups over 4 months of essay writing. One used GPT, one used Google search, and one used nothing but their brains. And what was crazy was 83% of ChatGPT users couldn't remember what they had just written because most of the time they probably didn't even write it, right? And so that's what's a problem. It sounds an alarm out here and says we got to be smart about how we use Chat GPT, be intelligent in how we're utilizing these tools to help augment us, not to offload everything, right? I use it in a lot of ways to augment what I'm doing. I'm pulling in sources. I'm aggregating sources. I'm trying to distill information. And but I can definitely see how you can go, hey, Chat GPT, oh, here it is. Okay, great. Then I got to
Yeah.
think at all. And what? So I saw an interesting quote last week, Joel, and it was like, we wake up in the morning and we look at our small screen. Then we get up and go work on our medium screens. Then we go unwind by looking at our large screens and then go to bed and look at our little screens.
Hmm. It's a lot of
Like
screens.
it's a whole lot of screens. Go get some grass, folks. Go touch some grass. Go smoke some grass. That is not marijuana advice,
I
but
mean,
just get
eat some
out. Just get
grass.
out. Get some nature in your life, folks.
Eat some grass if if you're a cow, that's fine too.
Moo. Yeah.
Well, Trav,
Hey,
this is a lot of great content. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Before we sign off, I want to take a moment to address something that just happened in your life.
yeah, yeah. So I have a cat named Koshka. And Koshka is 19 years old. And Koshka's, we got to put him down this afternoon. He has a congenital heart failure. He's got, fluid in his lungs, and he's not feeling good. So he's not having good quality of life. So, but he's been living with me, and he's been super happy these last few months, and it's been great. 19 years, man. That's one hell of a roll in life. And I'll tell you this, no one and no thing makes it off this planet alive, this third rock from the sun. And so you got to just be blessed with the time you have. I mean, shit, 19 years
That's
is
a heck
one
of a
hell of a
run.
cat. Right? That's 92 years in human years for a cat. That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
So
That's
much love to Koshka. And Koshka, his name is Koshka, which is Russian for cat, but he's a male, and Koshka is the female, the version of cat. So actually, he's a male, so his name should be Caught, but I didn't know that. So he's one of the original 19 years of original gender confusion, but he likes his name Koshka,
he
and
was a
that's okay.
pioneer.
He was a
He was
pioneer in being a
leading
gender
the
bender.
way.
It's true.
Awesome. Well, you have our sympathies, Sir Lord Travis, and we thank all of you for joining us and being on this journey again. Go to YouTube at Bad Crypto Podcast, subscribe, ring the bell, check out the new AI for Everyone show.com for AI that is for everyone, and check out this new exit music and let us know what you think. Send us a message to badcryptopodcast@gmail.com. Tell us what you think. We'll catch you next time, and stay bad. The Bad Crypto Podcast is a production of Bad Crypto LLC. The content of the show, the videos, and the website is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. It's not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice of any kind. You shouldn't make any decisions as to finances, investing, trading, or anything else based on this information without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional financial advisor. Please understand that the trading of Bitcoins and alternative cryptocurrencies have potential risks involved. Anyone wishing to invest in any of the currencies or tokens mentioned on this podcast should first seek their own independent professional financial advisor.